Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me for another video today. I am sitting here with my Cricut machine. I just wanted to show you guys, how to get started. Once you receive your Cricut in the mail, or if you buy it, you're going to want to take it home. You're going to want to unbox it. You're going to want to unwrap it. You're going to want to plug it up. You're going to want to do something. So here's how to start. So this is the power button over here. This is the power button. As you can see, you're going to hear a noise and it's going to get started up. You're going to come over here and push the open button. And it's going to open. It's already going to have the tool that you're going to need to start cutting. You're going to, want to look over everything. Open button, power button's over there. This is normally used for pens or markers, but I have something in it that I don't want to lose. So if we look at the machine, you guys are going to see that it has two areas that we can lift up. This is for a cartridge to be kept safe. This over here is for your tools. Do I keep my tools in here? No, just because it's very easy for me to not put them back. So where do I keep my tools at? This is my station. This is where I keep all of my stuff at. I have all of my vinyl in here. And I like to keep mine in these little containers just so that they're not lost. I like to have a container for ones that have like a two-part to it with two different colors or more so that I don't lose those. I like to keep the ones that are just way too big to keep in those little containers in a bag. Also, you guys are going to want to make different kinds of projects, and this is what I have. So I have like all of my keychain molds in this first container. I try to keep everything together. I have a pencil, a football, apple, cheer horn, baby onesie, baby shirts, and then I have like football helmets in this one. And I like to keep my tape in here for using on the making the cups with epoxy. I also have a glitter tray and a brush, when using the epoxy for the cups as well. I tend to also make keychains. So this is my container for my keychains. I have the tassels to go with it that end up being on a keychain just like this. And like I said, I have all of these keychains in here that, I have yet to actually put on a keychain. So here's a couple of examples. I have my pink P, my silver E, that some of them come with glitter, some of them don't. I have the little screwers that go into the keychains. I have the keychain molds. I have the keychain piece that I have to drill the hole in. This is where I like to keep all of my keychain material. Like these ones you can just put a picture in. And I like to keep the stuff for the buttons in that one. I also like to keep my glitter in this container, and I put them in these little bottles. I had them laminated with like the names on them just so it's easier to find. And even if they're not in bottles, I still just like to keep them down in here where I can keep all the glitter all in one. This down here is where I keep all of my acrylic paints for if I use them on cups. I have used them before on cups such as the beach cup, the beach tumbler. I have used them on just making like one or two colors. This right here is just a drawer full of mess, okay? This right here is a drawer full of popsicle sticks and pieces that I like to add into the keychains. So this is for extra spare pieces of vinyl. I like to keep my tools in this one because that's where you're going to find them at. And I like to make koozies, and I keep them down in here along with like Mod Podge and spray paints. And then of course at the bottom I keep all of my cups, like cups for making tumblers and stuff to mix the epoxy. So another thing eventually that you're going to want to order down the road if you're thinking about doing keychains is the letter molding, A through Z and 1 through 9. Some of them come with popsicle sticks, some of them come with keychains, some of them come with pivots, some of them don't. So the next thing to do is, you're wondering, what do I do next with my Cricut? So the next thing you're going to want to do is get your board, and you're going to need your phone. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it on the phone. Okay guys, so I have an iPhone. I don't know about you, but if you have an iPhone, you're going to want to go to the App Store, and you're going to want to type in Cricut. Okay, so you're going to spell C-R-I-C-U-T. You're going to want to get this one right here, Cricut Design Space. I have to update mine. Alright, so once you download it, you're going to want to go into it. Alright, so you're going to want to go to it. It's going to pull up just like this. Alright, so it's going to ask you to set your machine up. You're going to want to push machine setup, and you're going to, like tell them if you have a Cricut Joy, which is the little smaller one, if you guys have a Cricut Explorer, which is going to say on the front of your machine. Prime example, mine has it right on the front of the machine, Cricut Explorer Air 2. So if I was setting this up, I would want to push the bottom one because it's an Explorer, just depending on which one you have. So you're gonna do all of that. Eventually you're gonna create a username and a password. So I created my username and my password. It signs you in. You're gonna go to the home page. Homepage is going to give you a couple of different ideas. You're going to want to hit new project. Okay, so like I said, you're sitting back and you're wondering, like, okay, what should I make? Also, before you sit up here and decide, okay, what should I make? So Cricut Access, you pay $10 a month, $9.99, and they give you a bunch of different fonts, a bunch of different ideas of things to make. So if you have Cricut Access and I wanted to print something. Okay, so I'm just gonna search anything Mardi Gras. Let's see what comes up. Okay, so if you type in Mardi Gras and you are subscribed to the Cricut Access for $9.99 a month, you get to pick from these, and these are some great SVGs to print. So I'm going to do just that today to show you guys how to print something for the first time. So yes, people like to have different mats. Do I use different mats? No, I use the same one. I just, when it's time to switch to a different color, I just peel off what was already on there and then edit it. So I'm going to do one. Of course, all of these right here have 3 different colors. So I'm going to do... Alright, so I'm going to choose this one up in the corner with all of the labels. And so what you're going to do is it's going to ask you at the bottom to insert it. So I'm going to figure out how big I would want this. So down at the bottom, when you want to figure out how big you want to make it, I tend to look back at my board and I'm like, okay, am I making this for a shirt? Or am I making this for just like something to put on? So, you sit back and you think like, okay, what am I putting this on? All right, so if I was to put this on, like a book or something, I'm going to want it to just, I'm going to say 7. So I'm going to edit to the point where the height is 7, and it's going to automatically fix the width for me. Unless you have it unlocked, it's going to tell you. So you start off by taking your paper off, and you're going to go ahead and push make it. And it's going to show you what it's going to print in yellow, what it's going to print in purple, and what it's going to print in green. So let's begin. Okay guys, so we needed yellow, green, and purple. So the first color asked for me to use yellow. So the one trick that I will tell you is if you're using vinyl, do not worry about turning the mirror on. The mirror on is going to be for iron on, because you're going to want it to iron you're going to want it to cut the opposite, to where when you peel off the iron on, the pieces that you need are going to be at the bottom. So you're just going to put it on your board. I take mine because sometimes it tends to like pick up, and I'm like, I didn't ask it to do that. So next you're going to place it in here. You're going to push this first button with the arrows that are pointing up and down, and it's going to load your material into the space. I like to put a piece at the bottom too. So with your dial, I'm going to have to show you guys that too. With your dial over here, you have custom, which is in the middle. You have paper, vinyl, iron-on, light cardstock, bonded fabric, and poster board. So you're going to want to put it on the one that's straight under the vinyl. And you're going to want to push continue when you get to this point, so that it's going to select it an accessory to Bluetooth over to the Cricut. And there it is, it's Bluetoothing. And then it's going to be ready to be printed. And I'm going to let you guys hear the noise that it's going to make while it is cutting. Alright, so it tells you what material that it is set to. It's telling you what loaded blade you have, and all you need to do is press the blinking C. So I'm going to show you guys that too. So if you guys see that blinking C, that's what we want to choose today. So while this is cutting, I'm going to say that vinyl is used for cups, tumblers, you know, just putting a name on something, whether it be like a lunchbox or something that you want people to know the name on. Vinyls also can be used for decals in the car, whether they go on the outside, whether they go on the inside. I can definitely do another video on decals for the cars. I can do another video on iron-on. I can do another video for the keychains and adding vinyl on them. I can do also another video of tumblers using vinyl. I just wanted to get you guys a video of how to get started, because like so many people buy these machines and then they're looking like, what do I do next? I actually signed up with Michael's, and I did a class back in 2019 for Christmas, 2 different vinyl classes where they would learn how to, start the machine. It was a great time. Everybody was buying these machines, and I'm just like, maybe Michael's would allow me to do a class. So I signed up and, pitched that I wanted to do this type of class with them, and I was allowed to. And I set my fees of how much I wanted, which was just $10, because you guys are just coming in to learn how to start using the machine. I did have 2 sign-ups that year, and then one of them wanted to learn more outside of the class. So we ended up meeting up a little bit after that class had been done, and now she's on a roll. So no, I have not created an Etsy yet because it's just too complicated. I like to use Instagram, I like to use Square, I like to use, just message me and we can make something happen, we can make something work. So this is the noise that you're going to hear while it's cutting. You're going to know when it's done cutting because it's going to alert you on your phone, and it's going to alert you on the machine to unload it, which is the 2 arrows that are pointing up and down. So you're going to want to get a roll, 2, 3, 4 rolls of transfer tape. This is just a small piece that I found at the moment just now, so you're going to want to get that. But I wanted to show you guys that the way that it cuts. You can't see it until you actually take it off of the paper, because really there is no light on under there. So Alright, so the purple piece is in now. Here's our yellow piece. You're basically just going to want to take the corner. This one is just trying to play with me. There we go. So you're going to want to take the corner, gently peel back to make sure, like, you know, all of your letters, all of your, like, circles are staying on the page that you printed. Like, prime example, you want to make sure, like, I have these 3 holes. I'm looking to make sure, like, no letters, you know, went up when I peeled it off. And I want to make sure, like, nothing is tearing. Okay. So, I then tend to crumble them up. I leave them on the table just in case I need to use my weeding tool. So, for prime example, you guys probably won't be able to see this. Alright, so, for example, we have this mask. It has 2 things that we need to weed out of it. And then, boom. So then I just take it and, like, dab it onto the paper that I have left over. So you're going to want to do that for all of, like, the A's, the D's, the O's. If you have holes in between, like, any of your symbols or, you know, anything like that. So once you weed out everything that you're supposed to weed out, unfortunately this is only 1 out of the 3. So when you do weed it out, now all of a sudden you're going to be able to see everything that you need to, where it says parade, the horn, jazz, crawfish, like the Good Times Road Carnival, has a couple of dots. So now that we've weeded it out, you can now see everything. Alright guys, so this is the part where all 3 pieces are done. Like I said, this does not have to be your first project. I just wanted to show you guys something. Okay. Okay, so, like I said, I chose the Mardi Gras one where this is the first piece, this is the second, and then this is the third. So, I'm going to start off with the third piece, and I'm just going to show you guys what to do. So, you're going to take your transfer tape, and you're just going to find a corner where you're going to be able to just peel it off. So we need a flat surface. Alright, so you're going to take it and you're going to try to put it over top. Okay. You're going to take your scraper and just scrape it so that all of the pieces will pick up when you're trying to transfer it. Some people tend to turn it over and scrape it as well. I don't. To be honest with you guys, I don't. Alright, so I chose to put it on this binder. So you're just going to gently peel it back, little by little. You don't want to just take and rip it, because then your pieces are not going to stay on. So since this has 1,000,002 words on it, I have to gently take my time peeling away these letters. Some of them will allow you to just rip and roll. Some of, like, exactly, some of them won't. And then as you can see here, it's sometimes a fight with the dots. So you might just have to, like, go back and check your, oh, there we go. See? Just, like, go back and gently peel back. Some words will do it too. So like I said, gently pull back or go back and pull back. All right, and there we have it. It's off. So now you have your wording on the paper, transfer paper. So I'm going to place it and I want to leave a corner for me to peel this stuff up with. Okay, so you're going to gently peel this back as well. Transfer tape is, rather less expensive than it is for the actual material. So I tend to use the transfer tape twice. Okay, so next is for us to layer the second layer. So I'm just going to gently move this back, and we want to do the same thing again that we just did. Okay. So, once again, just use the scraper so that it would be easier to get everything off. So this was much easier than the first time, kind of. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, so we're going to take that one and set that one to the side too, and you're going to see this. So you're going to want to make sure that it's correct before you apply it. So with this big piece going in the middle, and you can even resort back to going on your phone after you've edited and then see it on the actual screen to know where it needs to go. So I tend to fold it in half so that I can measure out where the words need to go. Okay, and there we go. So once again, scrape it on the material that you're putting it onto. All right, now because you had that that first layer that you put on, remember to just be very careful of what can be picked up when putting the second layer on. And it looks like nothing's trying to come up at the moment, which is a good thing because you really want to be very careful because it can tear. All right, so there's our second layer so far. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side, and our third layer needs to go on. So I just want to start at the top, let it fall, make sure there's no creases. Like I said, with this paper being cheap, the good thing about it is you can use it 3-4 times. It doesn't have to be used, just once. So you want to pick an angle that is going to allow you on the the third or fourth time, you know, yeah, it's starting to get not very sticky, but it still works, believe it or not. There we go. All right, getting somewhere. Okay, there we go. Oops. Like I said, just gently pull back. If there's letters missing as you're pulling back, go back and just push it down, but peel it back. You don't want to miss any letters. If you end up pulling up a letter, then, you know, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to be in the exact spot that you would like it to be. So of course at this bottom right here there's some dots, and they weren't trying to stick. Like I say, go back, make sure that your dots are sticking on this paper. There we go. Still peeling gently. Okay, so there is our finished product for the third one. I'm going to want to bring it back over, and I'm going to want to, like I said, measure it first. Okay, boom, y'all. This was amazing. I'm glad I picked this one. Alright, so since we've already had 2 layers, you're going to want to peel it very softly, gently, because then other letters will end up pulling up. You don't want that because they can tear. This turned out amazing. I'm really glad I did this video. Okay, so there we have it. Here's our finished product with using our Cricut, and you know, this could be like a first-time project too. It doesn't have to, you don't have to learn the skills to do this. This is very easy to learn how to do. Thanks for watching.